Star Walk. Here's some production actually that's sitting out here. None of this has been staged from it, but that's actually commercialization that we've done for a company down in South Carolina. As you're walking down the hall, we have a touch wall that we use for bringing kids in and everything else, and also to show what's going on. Now you would have seen this when you got here. We had you lined up.
The stage for the reason I'm here today.
But you know what you're going to say anyway, so we thought we'd tell you anyhow. But we use this a lot. We've had over 6,000 teachers, principals, and students from everything from high school or grade school all the way through universities that have come through here. And that's part of the reason for this wall. It's basically an iPad on steroids. We also have 15 cameras located throughout the building, not to spy on our people, but to be able to use for customers and things like that, that we can bring up different labs and show what's going on with the equipment. Plus, when we're doing presentations, we can bring it up. Now let's head down to the area, and we'll go into the engineering area, and we'll let Josh talk to you a little bit about what's going on in there. Let's head into engineering.
Hey, good morning. So many of the things that we do here is evaluate products for various customers, whether it be entrepreneurs, manufacturers, vendors. And this particular manufacturer is having some issues with some of the cushions that they have for their sofas. So here we have presented 3 different cushions, different constructions. Some have coils, some just have different types of feather, foam. So we've tested all 3 just to evaluate each one and say, hey, this one's more comfortable, a little bit more firmer, just gauging all the differences between them. Same thing with these cushions. They're more for back cushions or other things, but each one has its own sort of feather and foam construction that we've evaluated. Here's another product, armless chair and an ottoman. They've had some problems with the internal structure. So we've had some drop testing and some real-world sit testing to test both of them. Kind of see, what sorts of wood they want to use, which one's more durable or better for the environment that they're looking at. Now here we have our universal testing machine. It can move in various forms, pull and push various amounts of weight. Here we're testing what's called the wing of a chair. It's basically a higher back and sort of spans around in a curve. They've been having some problems with this breaking in the field. I'm not sure whether that's someone dropping it or somebody slamming against it. They've changed their designs a few times, and now we're here to test specifically that wing and this arm. And now we'll go over to the drop room. Main drop tester. This sofa is going to be going through 100,000 cycles in every seating position. This goes through the entire life of the sofa, as expected. So in total, you will see about 300,000 cycles that this thing has to go through. What we got? All right, so here's our 3D printer, sort of a mid-tier 3D printer. As you know, this technology allows us to print things you can't make by hand, like these interlocking pistons. Some of the things we use this technology for, we got a customer that, they make various types of fans. Some small, some really big. Could be out of plastic, out of metal, even ceramic for your more older ones. So this is just an example of that. Even simple things is like a wing nut. We have some lawnmower parts that we've made. This is one half of that. Also a design for a dog bowl. It spins and opens up, so that way you can hold like a leash for your dog in here, or maybe some other treats for them. Also, we have a company that does a little of those odd things. So this is sort of like a breathing tube in case of an emergency. So if you're in like a bus or an airplane or somewhere in water, that you can hook this up to your mouth. It'll give you some oxygen, so you can escape and still move around. I guess this is meant to save people's lives, so if they're still around for airplane wreck or any sort of disaster, they have some oxygen they can get to. There's also some scanning technology we have here. Here's an example of myself. Basically just using an Xbox 360 connected to some online software. It does take some tweaking, but that capability is becoming more available.
Over the textile side of the engineering side, we're in the process now of revamping our knitting labs to older equipment to newer equipment, which allows us to do a whole lot more technical textiles and products. From here, we can take it into our dye line. So a lot of what we're doing here is commercialization, where we can take and do technical topicals, whether it be antimicrobial, specialized base formulas into the fabric. We have basically we have everything that the manufacturers have in-house, which allows us to do everything commercialized where we can take it out at full production scale. Paddle tubs, rotary tubs, pressure dyeing equipment. We've got steam tables for apparel, and recently added Unimac to apparel and goods that we do not have to apply color to.
Wet lab. We do a lot of different things, specifically weathering is one of them in here, weathering or light fastness testing. So we've got samples in a weatherometer. We can expose them to rain. Dew is one of the worst contributors to things that are outside. These are actually going to be covers for hot tubs. And then if we don't find the answer within the Xenon arc machine, we can also expose it to just UV. That's what this machine's doing here. So while this exposes to the full ray of light, this one can section out UVA and UVB rays. And then this is also our wet lab, where we do a lot of laundering. We can do accelerated laundering, color fastness laundering. We've got the ability to do perspiration. We've found that when you're doing perspiration testing, most of the time in the US we test for acid. But alkaline, as our bodies change and our diets change, alkaline perspiration has become more important to test for as well. We do some MVTR testing, so if we want to know how vapor travels through a textile, that's what we're doing in our conditioning and humidity chamber. So we've got moisture vapor transmission. So lots of different wet type testing in this lab.
Tell me when to go. Okay, I'm going to take you into our conditioning lab. So with the conditioning lab, we have to use an airlock to make sure we keep all our conditions. In our conditioning lab, we have to use an airlock because we have to make sure and keep all our conditions in the room. We keep our conditions at 21 degrees Celsius and 65% relative humidity. Come in here. So right here we have our moisture management area. So we have absorbency, vertical wicking, and dry rate, which is being run, as you can see. We come this way. We have more of our tinsel testers. We have a universal tester right here where we can do all different types of strength testing for fabrics. And then we also have our Zwick, which is another type of universal tester. But with this tester, we can run rope, seat belts, and test to far more strength. Over here we have some of our abrasion machines. So we have a Weizenbeek abrasion tester running right here. And then we have Martindale abrasion. Brush pilling. And then the small machine towards the back is our random tumble pilling machine.
So it's letting us know how much stretch at a given weight exists in the sample. And we'll be able to record that and actually take it back to a manufacturer and say there's not enough cross stretch or too much cross stretch. We can also do link stretch. So we use some NAM forms or fit forms to determine whether or not it's going to fit, but then we'll also bring it back here so that we can talk with the manufacturer about how it relates to what they're doing on their machines or on their knitting machines. And then we also have some volumetric devices for pantyhose and other types of hosiery products where we can put on and volumetrically determine whether or not something's going to fit. And then again, we have some cross-stretch devices that we use for measuring pantyhose that give us cross-stretch and link stretch and rope pull that we can then take to the manufacturer and talk real world about how to make changes to their machinery.
I'm Monica Wise, and I test products for compression. Like we have a sock here that's graduated compression. We put it on the machine. This is a HACRA pipe testing machine. It's what they use in the medical industry for medical compression. And we put it, this simulates this on a leg, so it's a circumference of like a regular leg. And we press the instrument to the machine, to the sock, and it gives us a reading, and we use that reading to calculate the millimeters of mercury, so that would be the compressive force at this point on the sock.
Hi, my name's Jill McCann. I work here at Manufacturing Solutions Center doing defect analysis. In some of that analysis and research and development, I work with the yarn testing equipment. This is a DS65 that does coefficient of variation of a single yarn off of a package and defect analysis, which is thick, thin, or nibs. I also work on the DS65, the Statomat, that does single yarn strength. It checks the strength of one single yarn at a time, 22 inches. This aids in helping Tony and Dan with knitting issues, also with helping the knitter out in the field. It also helps with the research and development to determine if the yarn is what it needs to be for whatever product the end result shall be. Now we're going to go into the microscopy lab. In here we do a lot of microscopy work, as you see on the walls of some of the work I've done. We use the microscopy. This is our Hyrox 3D imaging microscope. I use this to do many things. As you see here, I have a knit structure on the screen that's determining whether the silver coated yarn is in the proper place. This is a 3D image. It allows us to do an imaging of the fabric on the Hyrox, and we're able to see if it's placed at every course it needs to be placed at. But we do a lot more than that. We use this instrument for defect analysis, research and development, and just about any other thing you need to use it for, we can do.
My name is Shane Lynch. I've been here at the Manufacturing Solutions Center about 14 years. One of the tests that we provide here for our customers are flammability testing. We do it for a wide variety of customers. We do it for apparel manufacturers, upholstery manufacturers, foam manufacturers, all kinds of different flammability tests depending on the particular customer's needs. Excellent. This is our XRF lead testing room. One of the tests that we provide for our customers is the presence of lead in children's products. CPSC mandates that no children's products can contain lead. So we have a handheld XRF tester, so point and click application where you can tell a lot of different heavy metals, not just lead, all the ones in the green are periodic table of elements. This room was specifically for this testing, but our light fastness is out front, so you can kind of hear the machine, our light fastness machine in the background. We've improved so much light fastness testing.
Hi, my name is Laura. I do fiber analysis here at MSC. We do plenty of socks, hosiery, we do fabrics. Basically, I just tell you what is in your stuff that you send in, whether it be socks, fabrics, hosiery. We work on, I'll do it through the microscope or chemical or burning, or just however we can figure out what's in there and tell you what you have in your garment. Is that good?
Hi, my name is Maria Curry. I run the antimicrobial testing lab here at MSC. Let's go in. This is where we do antimicrobial testing. We are certified to ISO 17025. We do testing to AATCC, ASTM, ISO, JIS. We have collaborated with the military in developing their native clarification to test method, AATCC 100. Most of our methods are for textiles. However, we are venturing into hard surface testing as well. We are a BSL 2 facility and work with organisms. We have washer and dryers for durability testing. We enjoy working with our customers on their special projects and on specialized test protocols. As you see, we can do manual dilutions and plating, obviously. However, we also have automated equipment as in the autoplater and Q counter. And even more up to date, our tempo filler and read station. By the time we're done here, we have verified whether your product works or not. So if you have any questions in regards to antimicrobial, we hope that we can be of service to you. Give us a call. Thank you so much.
In this area of MSC, this is where we use the latest circulating technology to basically take products, bring them in, whether it be the yarn company, design people, whatever. We can barely take somebody's concept, whether it be on a piece of paper, from concept, to designability, to actually into a product. In a lot of cases where we can take product, you can see here, where it's been product that's been commercially prototyped here. Everything's about taking stuff an ideal and make it production ready. In this area here, we use sublimation printing, whether it be the concepts or we can show people commercialization from one material type to the other, or we're doing studies on how printing affects different structures in knitting and stuff like that to determine whether or not we can feasibly do products as we move along in the industry.
My name is Tanya Wade. I'm with Carolina Textile District, and we assist clients who want to have products made in the U.S. We have a number of textile partners that does everything from pattern making to design, material sourcing to production, and we connect those clients with each type of support that they need in order to help them get their products made in a timely manner.
Dan here again. Just wanted to give you a quick overview of what we're about to set up. We're working on setting up a training room for flatbed knitting, 3D knitting, and everything else for Stoll. And we're about to put in two 70-inch screens up on the wall to go with this. And Stoll is certainly supplying us with some of the equipment and the software to do this training. It's a huge deal for a lot of folks. We got folks lined up already to get this, and this will be done very shortly. Okay, let's take you into the incubation area. We'll show you some of the folks that's graduated and some of the folks that are in there currently. And this is for people that are starting new businesses in textiles. And we've got a place for their equipment, all the peripherals, and we've had some real success on this. We actually have one other one that's here that's our mystery client. We cannot tell you who it is because it is a secret, and they do not want to know anybody to know that they're doing it in this place. So you can't say anything about that.
Hi, my name is Jordan Schindler with Textile, and our technology is the ability to deliver a controlled dose of an active ingredient through textiles. Anything from caffeine to aspirin to an antifungal cream. Here's our first product, pillowcase for your skin with tea tree oil. We actually relocated from Seattle to the incubator here at MSC because of all the resources they have to help with commercialization. We're actually building a pilot line just outside the door, but we are making great progress and look forward to incorporating this technology into every textile on the face of the planet.
All right, let's walk you through the incubator real quick. You heard Jordan later or earlier talk about what he's doing with his pilot facility and his yarn coating. That actually goes in these 3 bays here. We're getting set up now. We're working with the folks at Gaston to build the pilot assembly. We're also working with the local manufacturers, whether it be HVAC contractors, whether it be controls, electrical people. We help bring all the value chain together to help put the pieces together. So you supply that whole supply chain for them. As we walk through the incubator, one of the ways we operate is how can we quickly and efficiently help people with problems. Looks like a piece of just a plywood wall, but actually what we use that wall for is we have a manufacturer of paper towel dispensers that were having mechanical failures, and they were using robotics to try to test those, and they weren't getting any failures because unlike people, they were getting repetitive motions with robotics. We figured out that people were the best method in order to test that. We asked to mount them on that wall, and our staff comes in periodically, pulls over and over till they have failures, and we've been able to give them invaluable data. So another way that we work to help our clients commercialize what they're trying to do. Now this is one of our incubator areas set up for flatbed knitting. This company came from South Florida to, once again, the Carolinas because of our supply chain and the expertise that we have in this area. We have the latest technology from Stoll here that will be used for training purposes as well as production. You saw some of the examples of that that Dan showed you in the presentation, where once again we developed those products in less than 12 months from a concept all the way they're producing those products today. You get a chance to hear from Jason in a little while. In that back corner, once again, you saw some of the examples where we've helped on our small diameter circular knitters commercialize products, once again, whether it be for startup companies, small entrepreneurs, or even much larger corporations.
Hello, my name is Jason Wilkins. Me and my business partner Neil Tagner started our company Innovinits here in the MSC's Business Incubator about 8 months ago. We're a contract manufacturer of fully fashioned knitwear, of course specializing with flatbed knitting machines. Probably 80% of our business right now is in fashion and apparel, but we also work with performance textiles, athletic, and also getting into some medical applications as well. So some of the products that we've worked on in the past are showcased on our table here. We work with everything from startups to help them kind of get their ideas made, knit down, tested, and bring their product to market. A case in point here would be the Apollo Shocks. This was a company that basically came out of nowhere, and we've kind of grown their product to now they're ordering several thousand. So they're excited about it, so are we. Some of the other stuff here is just clients in New York or LA, the fashion and apparel type stuff. We have the latest technology, Stoll flatbed knitting. This is their ADF model, so they actually put this here for us in conjunction with Stoll and the Manufacturing Solutions Center here. We're going to be running some training for them, bringing in people from across the industry and across the country to help train people on the software and ultimately, hopefully, regrow the flatbed knitting industry in this country. So we're really excited to be here, and one of the reasons we moved here is to grow here in the textile belt and locate at the MSC to kind of piggyback on some of their resources and some of their contacts. It's been a really good decision for us.